The following is a presentation from PokerStars.com. Last night on The Big Game, poker superhero Doyle Brunson met his kryptonite. His name, Lex Veldhuis.
Another big pot. It's the Doyle and Lex show.
And with nearly 300 grand in the pot, Big Dolly's big draw ran into a boat.
I'm all in.
Lex won the hand and offered some timely advice.
Driving around the country playing home games with shotguns in the back of the car doesn't really increase your life expectancy either.
Yeah, but he made it.
While Kid Poker got himself into trouble with the legend.
I just give you so much money, it's unbelievable. Without me, what would your kids do without me, Doyle?
Here comes the pre-call moan.
You're my hero, Doyle.
An amateur loose cannon, Russ Harlow, held his own.
This would be a perfect time to show a bluff, by the way.
Yeah, it would.
Will his strong play continue? Find out tonight on The Big Game.
This is the PokerStars.com Big Game.
Welcome to The Big Game. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. And tonight, with over $1.2 million in cash on the table, some of the world's best have come to do battle in our state-of-the-art poker room.
A Canadian national treasure on par with Alan Fick. Daniel needs to show us that smile again. He's down over 228 times.
Barry Greenstein has picked his spots and won big pots. He's up nearly $160K.
Z. Justin Bonomo has got the wheels in motion and is once again running over the big game. He's up over 177,000.
The legendary Doyle Brunson has had huge swings this week. The pendulum is currently going in the wrong direction. He's stuck 98 times.
And this is Russ Harlow, the first loose cannon to risk his profits from his first big game session and return to play against what is arguably an even tougher lineup this week. He's up over 10 grand.
Our last player's the comeback kid, Lex Veldhuis. He was down as much as 229K at one point, but right now he's stuck less than 5,000. He's with Amanda Leatherman.
All right, Lex, I'm giving you a funny nickname, but it fits. You're the Dutch Daredevil.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, that's
Is there
good.
any two cards you won't raise with?
No, I guess not. Sometimes it's more about position, but I mean, to be honest, it all looks fantastic and stuff that you make a comeback, but you do need the hands and you do need someone else to have a hand. But overall, I'm happy with the way I play, so.
Yeah, you seem happy, you seem calm. Are we gonna see any more Daredevil moves?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna switch it up. I mean, if I start when I'm even, I'm actually stuck like 5,000 now, so, I mean, the play never really changes. It's all about what is best in the situation, in my opinion, at that moment. So that's usually going to be the aggressive option. So.
All right, good luck out there, okay?
All right, thanks.
Once again, each cannon staked 100 grand, and in Russ's case, his previous week's winnings as well. Cannons keep all winnings above the initial 100,000, and the loose cannon who's won the most money at season's end earns a North American Poker Tour passport worth 50K.
And right now, Nadia Magnus is the cannon to beat in order to win that NAPT passport. Russ risked over 16 grand, a sure thing for another try at passing her here this week.
Russ was the leading loose cannon at one point, up over 83 grand, but he's fallen back a bit. Action folds around to the loose cannon, who folds on the button. Doyle limps. 6 deuce for Lex. Checks his option.
Doyle's ace will be disguised if he hits it.
The flop, deuce 8 queen. Brunson checks.
It's Lex who's made a pair instead.
And checks. 10 of hearts on the turn.
Check.
Gives Doyle a gut shot, and he checks. Lex checks as well. 6 of hearts gives 2 pair for Lex. Doyle checks.
Time to go for some value.
Too late.
Lex bets 2,600.
Lex has overbet this tiny pot.
Doyle calls.
Super.
Whoops.
Whoops, sounds like ka-ching to Lex.
Wasn't too late.
Pretty loose call by Doyle. All he could beat was ace-7 or worse.
But once again, here are the rules of the big game. Each table lasts exactly 150 hands. The action pre-flop is pot limit, then no limit after the flop. Blinds are 2 and 400 with a $100 ante, all of which is paid by the player on the button. Every player begins with at least 100K, but can reload for up to $500,000.
With that win, Lex is now down only a grand, and he's got a history of wild and crazy play on televised cash games, so I'm pretty excited.
Are you officially winning yet on TV?
No.
Let us know, because we'll order drinks if it happens.
I was earlier, but then I lost standing.
If he starts winning on TV, I want you to order champagne.
You want me to order champagne?
Yes, I want you to order some champagne for the table so we can celebrate Lex actually being ahead.
The last time I said I was...
I figured you're here. You might know somebody who can get a champagne.
What's the magic number?
What do you need to win? Like 30,000 more, 20,000?
No, only like 5.
5,000 more. He's
But
got.
I have been winning. I was up like 30 at one point.
Oh, never mind then.
But last time I mentioned it, then I immediately got
Yeah, you
owned
just
in like a
lost 200
200K
straight.
pot. So.
Why do you think Daniel brought it up?
It don't count till it's over anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Doesn't count till it's over.
Ace-8 for the cannon who raises. Doyle folds. Ace-King for Veldhuis. Repops to 5,000.
Lex has a good hand, but he's trying to isolate our amateur loose cannon with this big 3-bet.
Bonomo, King-Queen, calls.
Justin could be aware of that fact. Even though these two could very easily be up to shenanigans, Russ's hand is in bad shape here.
And Russ makes the good fold.
Lex and Justin have spent the whole week clashing with each other, trying to fight over Russ's money.
The flop, 8-10 jack, Lex with a gut shot, Bonomo open-ended straight draw.
Russ would have flopped the best hand, but it would be a pretty scary board.
Lex first to go. Fires 7,800.
Lex has the best hand, and he had the pre-flop lead. Justin might think he's got 2 overs to go with his straight draw, but one is dominated and the other makes Lex his straight. He also knows Lex would continue just about any hand here to keep the lead.
Bonomo raises to 25,000, and that takes down the hand.
Thanks, Daniel.
What did I do? Oh, jinx you?
Oh, riding the broom.
Yeah. Well, just for that, my friend, I'm gonna throw out a straddle on your butt. See? Just because I jinxed you. I rode the broom on you, so.
I hope it's just as easy to take as your big blind.
It's not. It's slightly less easy.
So the action will begin on the loose cannon, Russ Harlow. Ace deuce, out of here. Doyle, jack 9 suited.
A suited 1 gapper in position can be profitable.
$25 more, I think.
He's just betting a random amount. Blah, whatever.
I'm guessing.
He's guessing.
Raises to 3,300. Lex again with ace-king. Repops to 11-4. Bonomo folds queen-jack. Barry's out. Daniel's gone too. And Doyle's got chips in hand and makes the call.
Well, this is a loose call, but Doyle's losing, and he knows you can only win if you don't fold, but I wouldn't recommend trying this at home.
10-8-7. Doyle flops a straight and checks.
Just like a lot of other late-night TV, I must warn you, results not typical.
Lex doesn't fall into Doyle's trap. Jack of spades on the turn, giving Lex a gut shot.
That board just got harder for Doyle to get paid.
Brunson bets and Lex folds.
It's possible. Doyle finally beat him a pot. That's the first time I've ever seen you beat him a pot.
Yeah.
I think you stole my blind once.
So he stole your blind ones?
More importantly, Doyle has stolen Lex's heart.
I guess he got a dead tail on me. I guess he called me with 2 deuces and threw that hand away.
Instantly.
Jack 9 I had.
I remember that.
Really? You flopped it? Wow, nice.
Lex seems genuinely happy for Doyle.
And Doyle seems pretty happy too.
You'll see it if you
Had
look.
a lot of big hands then.
Thank you.
How do you do it?
Oh, really? Thank you.
I play very bad.
That's like saying, wow, you have so many big hands. What happened?
You've been so lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're losing
Wow,
how
you're
much?
running really well.
Hey, it takes a lot of skill to call behind and flop the nuts.
Action on the cannon.
The ace 10 of diamonds was really a nice one. Very big hand.
Very big.
Raised to 1,100. Doyle folds.
Doyle's referring back to last night when he called off drawing dead with ace-10 of diamonds.
Lex calls.
And he lost to Lex, who had none other than pocket 5s.
Yes! Oh, thank goodness. I can see you flop. Finally got a playable hand. Yuck.
You know you can always 3-bet or something when you don't have anything. You know?
Yeah, but I did. I tried that. It didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
He always has aces when I do.
The King Jack
Check.
Massacre.
Daniel checks with nothing. Harlow, middle pair. That's 2,000. Lex folds.
Russ is trying to protect his pair.
I haven't beat you a pot yet, have I? I don't think so. I still haven't beat him a pot. Not yet. Maybe this time. Who knows?
Daniel calls, 3 of spades on the turn. Daniel checks, Harlow checks.
I have to think Daniel's flop call was a float.
10 of clubs on the river, giving Daniel the best hand.
Ain't a float no more. Daniel doesn't have to bluff the river anymore.
He bets 4,200.
That right there is a value bet. My guess is he put Russ right on an 8 and sized his bet specifically to get a call from an 8. Russ had been looking Daniel up earlier in the week. Let's see if he does the same here.
Yep.
I got a pair of 10s.
It's good.
I wasn't going to bluff anything, and I finally got there. Oh, boy. I guess it wouldn't have worked.
No.
Nothing I try works. Even though I won this spot, I feel like I'm a freaking idiot. What the heck?
You're becoming one of those online players that just doesn't know how to play live now.
Yeah, I guess so. I win online. I can't win live
He
anymore.
was so good before.
Don't make fun of Daniel. He's built both for comfort and for speed.
The big game is just getting going. Much more from Las Vegas coming your way after this. Welcome back to the big game in Las Vegas, where loose cannon Russ Harlow is taking another shot at the pros. He may be an amateur, but he's certainly no stranger to this game.
It started when I was a kid, about 12 years old, you know, paper route, the whole deal. For some of you internet guys, that's a job that kids get, delivering newspapers. And so I had a little bit of pocket money when I was growing up, and my buddies and I got together. Thought we were, you know, pretty cool playing poker for nickels and dimes. And I knew my dad had played, so I asked him if he wanted to play. He said, all right, go get your money. And we played, you know, the standard old school 5-card draw, 7-card stud, and he took all my money, and he did not give it back. He gave me a very good life lesson, a very good bankroll management lesson. He said, never play with money you can't afford to lose.
Well, right now, Russ Harlow can't afford to lose much more because loose cannons only get to keep their profit above the 100K they're originally staked.
That, of course, will happen after 150 hands. We are in hand 97. Brunson, King Jack, raised to 1,400. Bonomo.
Say a third the stakes?
Folds.
Third the oh, sorry.
A third of
Half,
200, 400?
Pardon me. Boo, I'm so stupid. You know what I meant. I was thinking 3 and 6 we're playing. We're not playing 3 and 6.
Daniel's out. Ace-6 suited for the cannon.
Can tell Russ doesn't love it.
But he's going to play it.
Bit of a crying call, but he is ahead.
The flop. Deuce 8 Jack, top pair for Doyle.
Russ has no piece.
And checks. Brunson fires 2,100. Harlow quickly calls.
Russ isn't convinced Doyle's got him beat yet.
Now Doyle has 2 pair and has Harlow drawing dead.
Drawing dead more ways than one. He can't win the hand, and there's no way he'll bluff Doyle off it.
Harlow checks over to the Hall of Famer.
Now Doyle's really hoping Russ had something on the flop, specifically a jack.
Doyle bets 5,300, and Harlow folds.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well, the trouble hand was no trouble for Doyle, but Dolly is having a rough time picking up chips, Joe.
Well, Chris, it's not for lack of trying. Doyle Brunson's stats tell us he's been the second most active player pre-flop. He's seen a third of the total flops, and he's played aggressively after the flop as well.
Joe, should he perhaps slow down?
I'd be surprised. Guys like Doyle are gamblers, and they usually try to play more when they need to catch up.
A guy who doesn't have to play catch-up, Justin Bonomo, folds. Barry. Let's go of his ace. Daniel's out. The cannon. 10-9. Raise. Doyle. Folds.
Why?
I guess that means Lex calls. The flop. 5-8 queen. Lex checks. Gut shot for Russ.
22.
That's 2,200.
Russ is trying to play this one by the book.
Lex raises to 6,300.
Lex seems pretty frustrated, and he's straight up trying to steal this pot from Russ with this check raise. It's a pretty coordinated board, so Lex knows Russ will have to have something pretty solid to make this call. Even if Russ thinks Lex is making a play, he's only got 10 high and can't really do much.
doesn't look like Russ wants to fold. But upon further review, Lex takes that one down with ace high and aggression, and Russ looks like he's steaming a little bit from Lex's check raise.
You fold to his c-bet every time.
What? To his?
Yeah. Check
To
raise mine all the time.
To Justin's? That's not true. I just re-raised your pre-flop. This is the first time I check raise.
I think Russ has got a pretty good case here. He's clearly picked up on the fact that Lex is willing to fold over half the time to c-bets. I think it was definitely worth it for Russ to make a stab in that spot. However, the Cannon should know Lex will tend to respect the pros bets more because they're less likely to give up as easily.
It's all right.
C-bet. You know too much stuff.
Yeah,
too
that's
easy.
true.
You know C-bet, BBs, freaking all the hands we've played.
He even knows all the abbreviations. It's not just like he says
Yeah, he knows the whole
bet,
freaking thing.
C-bet.
Am I not supposed to
No,
have
it's
any knowledge
No,
whatsoever?
no, you're good, you're good.
Not if we can help it.
That's what we were all told. We were all promised these clueless loose cannons, and then they come in better than
Oh,
the
come
players
on.
at
I
the
fit the
table.
bill better than you're giving me credit.
Right here. Where's the businessman?
When I played with Nadia, she played better than 2 of the pros at the table.
Doyle raises.
Who were they? Oh, sorry.
Lex folds.
The ones that donated her money on the river.
Justin's taking a shot at Joe Cassidy and Jason Mercier.
And calls.
They were the donators when Nadia set the mark as the leading loose cannon.
5-9 Jack, both get a piece. Top pair for Bonomo, who checks.
Playing in flow, checks to the original raiser.
Doyle bets.
It is so awesome to have 6-handed cash games on TV.
My car payment thinks so.
Beep, beep. Bonomo calls.
Even 8-handed like, already gets kind of
Yeah, it's already
annoying. Oh no, I can't do that 8-handed? Okay, sit there.
8 of diamonds on the turn.
Dark cloud.
Justin has an up and down straight draw. Checks around. 4 on the river.
Justin knows he's in pretty good shape after Doyle checked the turn.
Bonomo bets 6,500.
Doyle's only got 4th pair.
Folds, and Bonomo picks up the pot.
No, I gotta say, I think Nadia played really well, actually. What do you think, Barry?
She played okay. But, you know, she got helped by the deck.
She played okay. That's the highest compliment Barry can bestow on a person. According to him, Phil Ivey is all right.
Ah, what's he ever done? We're coming back for more of the big game right after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the big game. Can't get enough of the big game? To see all the stats, unaired hands, and material deemed too hot for TV, visit us online at pokerstars.net. Get started with Daniel Negreanu, who's been taking it on the chin this week. Queen Jack, raised to 1,200. The Cannon ace-6 suited.
Russ has exactly 50 hands left to try to make something happen.
He's stuck 6,200.
Typically, an under-the-gun raise would signify strength, but if we include last week, Russ has played 250 hands on the big game, so we might have noticed at this point that these guys get out of line pretty regularly, even from early position.
There's a re-raise to 3,500. Doyle folds.
If he's going to play that hand, it's best to be the aggressor.
Lex is out. Pocket pair for Bonomo, who gets rid of it. Barry's out.
Only because I just want to beat you a good pot. Real good one. Otherwise, I would have pitched this hand.
Justin and Barry showing Russ a lot of respect. Daniel, not so much.
8-6 king. Daniel checks. Harlow bottom pair.
Hopefully Russ had some sort of plan for this hand.
That plan is to check.
Not in love with that plan.
3 of spades on the turn. Daniel checks. And the Cannon checks.
Russ just may want to get the showdown at this point.
Now 2 pair for Russ.
Russ has got this hand locked up.
Daniel checks.
And he's probably pretty sure about it. I don't see Daniel calling a bet, though.
And here's a bet of 6,000.
Okay. I'd like to. I'm not going to. I'm folding, but I'd like to make it. What did you bet? 6? I'd like to make it 38,000. but I'm folding. I just would like to. I just feel like that would be a good move. 38,000. Well, no. Yeah, that's good, but what did you show? A 6? Was that a pair?
Yep, the 6.
No.
Dirty.
I probably had the best hand then. I had queen high.
There was a 6. 6
There
of
was
hearts
6,
was
and
on
that
the
was
bar.
good. I mean, that had me crushed.
Last week, Russ turned a profit of 16 grand and opted to come back to increase his stake. We asked Daniel about Harlow's decision.
To me, it's a person-to-person thing. You know, it depends how much money you have. It depends how much this money is going to change your life. But don't forget, there's the NAPT passport to play for. You know, so you really want to give yourself the best chance you can to have this great opportunity to travel and play all these tournaments. Because I mean, it could be life-changing if you win this package as well. So if you win like $5,000 or $10,000, for sure, I think it's worth it. If you've won like $70,000 or $80,000, maybe that you need to pay off some bills, some school loans, or whatever the case may be. It really comes down to what you can afford or what you feel is, good for you. But you can't really tell anyone what the right or wrong decision is. It's up to them.
I don't know if Daniel's one to be talking about the value of the dollar. I once saw him try to pay $100 for peach juice.
Was it diet?
But did you guys see that? He's playing now. 3-bet me with a 6 in his hand. That was a lesson for everyone here at the table. He's here to play.
Yeah, the other card was probably a real good one.
Don't blink, Russ.
I probably had a 6 of diamonds.
Don't blink.
Or something like that.
Daniel's spooky good at his reads.
You should 3-bet Daniel more, I think.
Yeah, it works.
Why? So you can...
No.
You can 4-bet?
No, I haven't done that once.
That'd be a good
Have I?
spot,
No.
huh?
You've said this is a good spot like 5 times.
They weren't all good spots. Lex was down over 200K at one point. Now he's down almost 30.
Doyle folds an ace. Lex is out. Bonomo raised to 1,400. Barry. Barry's in? Okay. Daniel folds.
We haven't seen Barry play a hand since last season.
Somehow he's still up over 150 grand.
Maybe there's a method to his tightness.
10, 6, 8, 2 clubs on the flop. Barry still best, plus he has a flush draw. Bonomo has a gut shot.
Looks like Justin's taking a page from Barry's book.
That's 3,500.
Which is available on Amazon, by the way. You're welcome, Bear.
Greenstein calls.
In this case, Barry wouldn't mind an ace on the turn.
It's not. It's a 7, completing Justin straight. He checks.
Now he's decided to slow down. He's hoping that Barry will do his Barry thing. Barry knows any hand with a 9 just got there, and that's a decent portion of Justin's range.
Barry checks. Well, there's a 9, and now there's a straight on board, which means as long as nobody folds, we'll see a chop.
All Justin's value just sailed away on that river.
Bonomo checks, Greenstein checks, and we're going to chop it up, boys. Tough river card for Bonomo.
Oh, you already had one.
Daniel with the unintentional needle.
Outstanding check.
And Doyle with the intentional one.
I told him that was an outstanding check.
Doyle burns are the best.
Hey, it's a badge of honor to be dissed by Doyle. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the big game, where the rich just keep getting richer, Joe.
We're over 2/3 of the way through our 150-hand week, and right now, Justin and Barry are the only ones showing any profit whatsoever, while Daniel is still hemorrhaging. He's down over $225,000.
Our loose cannon started the week up 16 grand, but now he's stuck 3,100.
Well, poker was different when you just had to learn on your own. It made it a lot tougher and a lot more skillful because you had to have natural talent. Yeah, now you can just, like with anything, you can just learn how to play from other people.
But no one played it back then. It wasn't accessible.
Oh, Doyle played it.
Well,
No one played it. He played it.
You didn't have 8,000 players in the main event back then.
No, of course not.
Benny Binion said, someday we might have 100 people in this.
2010 World Series of Poker had over 7,300 entrants.
100 people. Someday we might have 20,000.
I remember it like it was yesterday. He said it.
Did you laugh at him?
No, I agreed with him. We didn't care. We just
Yeah.
want somebody to come out for the side games. This just keeps coming up over and over, and I hate to throw my hand on
I
it.
haven't seen my hand and I'm not going to look. So I'm gonna need to. That's a good time to turn it over. I can handle that joke, by the way, if you turn over my hand.
I'm probably the most gentle little blind player in poker history there.
Doyle will take all your money, but he'll do it gently.
Well, let's see how Lex treats the little blind on this hand. Barry, 6 high, of course, gets rid of it. Daniel raises to 1,200. The cannon out. Doyle. Ace-king suited, calls.
Not a mandatory re-raise.
King 10 for Lex. He's in. Bonomo's out.
Doyle gently has these two dominated.
8-7 deuce. Daniel hits top pair. Lex fires 2,800 with air.
It's a donk bet bluff. Daniel's 3-outer is also top, so unless someone has 7-8, a setter, and overpair, you can't flop better than this. Top is top pair, top kicker.
Daniel calls.
Don't worry, I don't have anything that little Daniel. He's looking at me over here.
8 of hearts on the turn, giving Daniel trips. Lex checks.
Daniel has just turned huge. If he bets again, Lex may be leveled into thinking he's just dry firing. Though Lex can't even beat ace high.
When's that ever stopped him before?
Never.
Daniel bets 5,500. And Lex folds.
I tried really hard. The change, the 62, the 50, nothing worked, huh? You had nothing?
I don't even look at that kind of stuff. So.
Or did you make a good laydown?
What?
Did you make like a big laydown or something?
A7?
Oh, sick. That's a big laydown.
No, obviously I didn't fold A7.
A7.
I would check raise it. Check raise and hope for a shove.
Lex may act like he's joking, but when it comes to check raising, he is all business. He's the capitan of this category, while Barry Greenstein is yet to check raise. But Chris, let me break it down to you. In order to be able to check raise, you first have to be capable of checking.
I'm going to put that in my notes.
No, that was a single bullet hand.
That was just take one stab?
Yeah. I was actually Hollywooding a little because I thought I can't keep insta-folding because then they have no fear, you know?
Lex was giving away money earlier in the week, getting looked up more than Amanda's Facebook page.
You got a big hand, right?
Yep.
Action on the cannon.
The thing I love about Doyle is so many people have things they say over and over and over again. Everything you hear Doyle say, it's the first time you've heard it.
It's true, he's good. He's got them.
Doyle raises.
He just has a million of them.
That would be a good next book, One-Liners by Doyle Brunson.
Lex calls.
Doyle was holding 6-3 when Barry doubled through him early on night one this week.
Good luck.
2 to the flop. Ace-4 queen. Middle pair for Lex. Brunson checks. Lex checks. The turn, 3 of diamonds, gives Doyle 4th pair.
Not a good card for Doyle. It might make him think he's ahead.
Fires 3,300.
Lex has only got 2nd pair, so he may just want to get to a cheap showdown.
He calls. The river, the 9 of diamonds. Lex still best. Check, check.
Got my favorite hand.
Oh. That hand's been good for you. Your favorite hand.
It's not polite, sir.
We'll throw it away next time.
At least Lex didn't double through you like Barry did.
50, 60, 70. Man, you're close.
Remember, Russ didn't solidify a profit until 6 hands to go last week.
I'm in very solid double up territory, though.
Yeah, buddy, you could stick it in there with a big draw and.
If you double up once, oh.
Mark
I
my
can't
words.
wait. That's what I'm
looking at.
Action on Doyle. Another 6-3 suited.
He said he was going to throw it away.
Liar. He raised to 1,400.
This is the Doyle Brunson equivalent of buzzing the tower.
Action folds around to the cannon, who's got a pocket pair.
Russ has got Doyle crushed.
And calls. The flop, Queen 7 queen.
This is a good board for Russ, even if it looks scary.
He checks. Brunson bets 2 grand.
Doyle's lost more than a few bucks when he's hit with this hand. Maybe he'll fare better now that he didn't.
Russ calls. Ace of hearts on the turn.
And the board just got that much scarier for Russ. He's got even less reason to bet this now.
The cannon checks. So does Doyle.
I think whoever bets this hand is going to win it.
5 of hearts on the river.
Well, this shouldn't be a scare card for Russ. So there's 2 okay cards and 3 scary ones. think if Russ bet here, he thinks he'd be bluffing.
He checks.
Russ has played this as passively as possible.
Doyle fires 5,200.
Doyle's bet is a little less than 3/4 of the pot. It's tough to get a read on Doyle from his bet sizing in this spot. On the river, Russ has been making all the right decisions. Let's see if he can do it now that he's stuck.
Russ folds.
I just can't help it. They keep giving it to me. I just.
Shows the bluff.
What was the flop?
2 queens and a 7.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not so good.
That's the last time, boys, I promise.
Don't make promises you can't keep, young man. But I can promise we got lots more action in the big game after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas, home of the big game. He's Joe Stapleton. I'm Chris Rose. So, Joe, who's been the quietest this week while still making noise?
Barry Greenstein.
You got it. He's turned a profit of over 156 grand, and action's on the bear. And he folds.
Back to his cave.
Pocket pair for the cannon again. Raises to 1,100. King 10 suited for Doyle on the button. Repops to 3,500.
Now it's his turn to try to isolate the cannon.
However, Lex has a pocket pair and calls. And Harlow calls as well, so 3 to the flop.
This is a better call than the 10s. It's cheaper, and it's more ways to get paid if you hit your hand.
8-9 ace. Lex hits his set and checks. Harlow checks.
One loves the flop and the other hates it, but they're both playing in flow to Doyle, who 3-bet pre.
And now he c-bets 8,500.
Lex is so happy I can hear him clicking his clog heels under the table.
Lex just calls, and Harlow folds. The turn, the 4 of spades.
That 4 didn't really change anything.
Lex has Doyle drawing dead.
Lex is desperately hoping Doyle's got something he can call or keep firing with. We know he doesn't.
Lex bets 20,600.
Bad bet,
Doyle folds.
I guess so.
I think.
So Lex wins that one. And Joe, it seems to me like Lex is playing almost half the hands we see.
That's because he's playing over half the hands here this week. He's voluntarily put his chips into play pre-flop 53% of the time. Any 2 will do, and he is here to play.
But Joe, active doesn't always translate into profits. Lex is stuck 11 grand.
I will try once again. Lucky straddle.
Speaking of stuck, Daniel's stuck huge, so straddle's sort of a way to bet bigger to win bigger.
We have 4-3 of hearts.
In that neighborhood, the suit was right.
Still talking about that last hand.
That probably was a bad bet. But that is okay.
No pair, no draw.
Action on Russ.
Well, then I gave you the perfect layup to put it in.
Folds.
I gave you the perfect layup to put it in.
Doyle's out.
I was going to put some of it in. You checked.
Lex raises.
Nice. That's special. I love that. A little tiny. I can't possibly throw it away now.
Yeah, that's exactly what is so nice about it.
You can just make a small, tiny one.
Ace king for Daniel.
I know you're king six offsuits. And
I have to play those now.
Daniel calls.
Lex is pretty active, but Daniel has a real hand this time.
And I'll check in the dark. Super Helmuthian.
10 Jack 10. Lex flops trips. Daniel has checked in the dark with a gut shot. Lex fires 3,400.
Lex knows he's got at least one street of not getting any credit, if not all 5.
Daniel calls.
3 queens were folded. Daniel's got 1 out to the gut shot.
Deuce of diamonds on the turn. Doesn't really change anything. Negreanu checks.
This is a wet board, so Lex needs to charge Daniel to draw, and he can also make it look like he's maybe semi-bluffing himself.
Lex fires 8,800.
Daniel probably thinks he has more outs than he really does. His aces and kings are no good either.
Drawing to the case queen. He calls.
Even though he's not showing it, Lex is probably pretty happy to see a call there. That's a poker face.
The river. 3 of spades. Negreanu checks.
We'll have to see if that spade slows Lex down at all. Lex might not think it's too likely Daniel has a flush here. Daniel would probably try to bet it for value, knowing Lex could easily just check behind.
Lex bets. 19-8.
I swear I thought he was going to bet way more than that. I was expecting like 38.8. How much is that?
19,800.
I thought he was going to bet 38.8 for sure, didn't you? How much did you bet? What is it? So you only bet I thought you were going to bet. Let me see. The turn you bet. I don't even remember now. I don't, how can I not remember? It was just like 2 hands ago. I mean, just now. Bet 19.8.
Remember, Lex played this hand like he could have been semi-bluffing, and if that were the case, the flush hit, but the straights didn't.
Can you tell me what you bet on the turn? Because I forget.
8,800.
You don't have to tell me, but it's up to you. I'm just curious. Huh?
Are you serious?
Yeah, do you remember what you bet on the turn? I forget. I really forgot. I don't want to have to count the pot. Hang on the flop. Jeez, I don't remember anything.
You play every day?
I do. Man, what did he bet on the turn? You made it 2,000 before the flop.
This is kind of sad.
I know. But he bet. Turn, you bet like 88. He bet 88 on the turn. I remember now. Okay. And then the flop you bet. This is so silly. Oh boy. 19.8 is a bet, right? That part I remember because I see it right there. Oh, man.
Daniel calls.
10.
That's good.
So Lex wins a pot of nearly 70 grand and is back in the black.
I really didn't remember. I wasn't lying.
Daniel had some memory lapses against Lex. Something tells me he's going to remember just how much he lost that hand. We're back after this. Welcome back to the big game where Dutch pro Lex Veldhuis is sharing his new favorite phrase.
Evelyn told me yesterday they call it chip chirping. I like that expression, chip chirping. Never heard of that before.
That's the verb. The noun is chirping chips, which is when a player's level of table chatter is directly proportional to their profits. It's inverted for Barry.
Pocket pair for Lex. Raise. Bonomo folds. Ace jack for Barry.
Raise.
What? Where did you come from?
Barry woke up out of his slumber to repop the guy who's been getting out of line the most.
Action folds back to Lex.
So weird.
Lex knows Barry hasn't been playing a lot of hands. It doesn't really matter with deuces. You're pretty much in a no set, no bet situation.
Lex calls.
Doyle taking a break. Even the great ones need a pit stop sometimes.
The flop. Trey jack ace.
Oh no, he didn't.
Barry flop top 2.
Come on, you can. Oh yeah, wait, 100%, right?
Bet 6,000.
If I make it 12, will you fold queen king? No. I can.
Lex folds. So Barry increases his profits and continues to be successful against the Whiz kids.
I'm a mathematician, and so I can kind of see through all their mumbo jumbo about statistics and numbers. So many times it really comes down to just making a decision. Mathematics is involved in, you know, your bet sizing and your range of hands and things like that, but still poker is psychology. And when I play a good session, it isn't because I figured something out better than someone else. It's because on the key hands I made the right decision to either bluff the other person out or to call when they were bluffing.
And Barry's made the decision to show some animation on his face, and done.
I was literally, I saw fold, and I just looked at Daniel, and I just saw chips in between. I was like, where did that come from?
Lex is still surprised Barry finally played a hand.
Come on, Barry, I've seen you do some crazy stuff on TV.
It's almost as if Barry's one of those car dealership win puppets that just got blown up.
Like, oh, at the WSOP limit table. When I told the guy, yeah.
Daniel raises. Aces for Lex.
This one's not cool for TV.
Nope. Raise.
Repops to 4,600. Daniel calls.
See how fast I did that? No blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, like,
See a flop.
you know you're not folding, so.
No, for sure. I'm not folding the flop.
I know.
Okay? I'm not folding the flop.
This
I
is
don't
good
care
for
what
you.
happens.
Now Daniel won't remember what happened pre-flop.
Daniel flops an open-ender.
True. You're like a goldfish. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? How much did I
Bet whatever you want, Mr. C-Bet. I told you I'm not folding no flop.
Bet 7,200.
I don't care. I don't care anymore. I swear.
Really?
No, I don't.
Oh no.
He's like, oh no, here it comes.
This is a flop Daniel really can't fold. He's got a ton of equity, even against an overpair.
Make it, what'd you bet, 72? Make it 22.
Daniel raises.
You got two kings over there.
Speaking of kings, Doyle's back.
That's what I always put people on as kings.
Even me?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Just this hand, I think you have kings. I don't know.
Daniel put Russ on aces when he had kings. Still made the right laydown, though.
22?
22. Ship it. Come on, let's go. I know you're going to dance.
Nope,
No?
just calls.
How do you not ship it? Just ship it.
What is
do it, like
wrong
I
with
say.
you? Leave me alone.
What'd he say?
Stop talking to me. Just
Lex checks.
leave me alone, you crazy man.
He checked, right? Hang on. Okay, that didn't work. I checked.
Daniel checks. The river, the jack of clubs.
Lex might still like his hand, but he's got to be a little afraid of that raise on the flop.
Lex checks.
It's one of those days.
You play really good, but it just doesn't work out.
I check.
And checks out the aces.
I know. I would have shipped it on the flop. I wasn't kidding.
What do you have? 6-8?
Sixes.
Sixes?
Yeah. Deuce is the card. Deuce was the card.
Yeah, I'm going so broke.
You're going so broke, right?
Deuce
so sick.
annihilates me.
So Lex is now up over 40 grand.
Just for fun, I added up Bonomo's previous big game profits with the amount he's currently up, and that puts him up over $430,000.
In the meantime, our loose cannon, Russ Harlow, he came back after winning $16,000 last week. He's now stuck over $12,000.
All right, guys, it's that time again. Russ, you have one night left. Long way to go.
Get to work.
You have butterflies yet?
No, just gonna play the game.
Yeah. Barry, Justin, you look like you're doing well.
That's going great. Love the big game.
Barry, you gonna talk to me?
No.
All right, guys. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now. And remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. Good night, everybody.
Next time on the big game, Doyle does some whining.
My trouble is I never have a pair or a draw.
Daniel acts confused.
What the hell was that?
And Barry faces up to reality.
A lot of people are rooting for me, but none of them are here.
While our loose cannon has one last chance to make a profit.
Are you ready to mix it up?
I think I'm gonna have to really go for it this time.
Will he walk away a winner? Find out tomorrow night on the big game. The preceding was a presentation from PokerStars.com.